Hey, what's going on, friends? Dr. Matthew Loop here, best-selling author of Social Media Made Me Rich. Here's how I can do the same for you, and I am doing chiropractic website critiques. So drop your website down below if you want me to take a look at it, give you some feedback, maybe assess for some opportunities for more traffic and conversion. I love doing these website critiques for you because I find that there's just sometimes these specific tweaks that you can make to leverage and really create the biggest gains. So make sure you smash the like button, thumb it up, let me know that you are here and you're listening. And if you post your website, could be chiropractic, could be another website, let me know how much traffic you're getting as well. So if you know that maybe you're getting 100, 200, 10,000 visitors per month to your site, whatever that is, feel free to share it below. You know, there's website traffic and there's conversion. You can have a lot of traffic and then not be able to convert it as well, or you might just have very minimal traffic, so the site itself doesn't really see much traction and you don't know if it's doing a great job for you or not. So again, post your website down below if you want me to critique it. Would love to give you some insights as to how you can obviously generate more new practice members, more sales online, and then just make a bigger impact. You can have the best product or service in the world. Unfortunately, if people don't actually consume it, they don't come into your office, they don't buy what you have and you're selling, well, it doesn't really matter. And your online presence and your website is a massive portion of that. So again, smash that like button as you come on, throw that down below your website. And also, I just wanted to let you know about our Social Media Revenue Summit coming up on August 16th of this year at the Porsche Experience Center in Atlanta. If you like the idea of racing fast cars, learning new social media profit and growth strategies, you're going to want to check it out. We've got 44 tickets still left at this point, and I put a link down in the comment section as well, so you can take a look at this training and see the highlight video from before. It is wild. Great experience, great fun with other high 6, 7, 8 figure doctors and entrepreneurs. So we attracted an amazing crowd to this event. But yeah, it's one of my favorite events of the year. So post your website down below, and I'd be happy to share and critique for you. Who do we have coming on? Let's see here. I'll refresh the screen. And by the way, I also wanted to mention, it's easy nowadays to get sucked into just having one or two traffic sources. Maybe you've just crushed Facebook advertising over the years, but you're really not doing much in other aspects, whether that's Google SEO, Google AdWords, which is pay-per-click advertising, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, LinkedIn, Spotify. I mean, there's so many different channels that we can drive traffic and create more practice members, business, and revenue to what we're doing. So ideally, you like to have your traffic pillars set up like the Parthenon. In case one goes down, you still have multiple supporting the structure, which is always a smart idea because we don't really control algorithms, how things change. I've had Google so many times over the years pull the rug out from under me, and then fortunately we've had these other traffic sources coming in. The goal is to create this big spider web online that feeds back to your site, so everywhere and anywhere somebody goes and they look for you, any single nook and cranny, they find your content, and you are just that dominant force. You become the go-to expert. And it's actually pretty cool when you understand how to strategically engineer this celebrity locally. You can be found everywhere, and even if you're just terrible at your classic direct response ads, you end up getting famous in the marketplace over several months to a year. And once that happens, you get referrals hand over fist just by itself. So that's a really powerful concept I taught for a very long time, but it starts with one thing first: get one traffic system dialed in, and then you can always stack on other layers. So Chad says, let me have it. Crosby Chiropractic Center.com. Let's do this. Do you know how many visitors you get to that website every month, Chad? If you do, just post them down below. Well, the great thing is I see that it's very clear you've got your phone number at the very top. Now, I'm looking at it from my desktop. I haven't seen it on a mobile because I'm on here with you right now. But so I love the idea if somebody actually has a problem and they're looking for a solution, they can actually see, oh yeah, here's a phone number. Boom. You've got your social icons in the upper right, Crosby Chiropractic Center. You say, why chiropractic care? Okay, so I may or may not know what chiropractic is, but is there a solution or a result that you generate? Sometimes that initial headline on the page should be results focused, because if it is, then that person knows that they're in the right place. Now I see, if I scroll down the site, some of the symptoms and conditions we treat: migraine headache, scoliosis, arthritis, dizziness, vertigo, bulging disc. Yeah, so there's a lot of conditions here, but you might have even one or two that are just, 90% of your practice. You're not sure, you'd have to check your analytics, but on my mobile at the moment, yes, check your analytics, because if you're getting 100, 1,000 visitors per month, well, we need to understand the conversion. How many of those are actually converting into new patients per month? So let me ask you, do you know how many patients come in from either the web as a whole every month, whether it's social media or Google or just the internet as a whole? If you do, go ahead and share that. But what we can measure, we can improve. So it is smart to understand and have analytics. Google Analytics is a free program that many doctors have on their sites, so you can get that installed. Now, given the, I like the fact that you do feature patient reviews on that first page. That's really important. In reality, you've got a few seconds. If somebody hits the website and they see that, bam, are you knowledgeable? Are you an expert? Do you have tons of success stories? And I see this little widget here. It shows that you have 132 Google reviews themselves. So that is good to see. The very top, though, I see your navigation bar looking a little small. You do have a testimonials tab, but I have to go under the About Us to find it. But I do like the fact that you have the Google reviews down below. I'd have to look at your site on a mobile. The site itself, and this really depends on the conversion, by the way, because I can have my own opinions about sites, just like maybe you can. But at the end of the day, if it converts, who knows, 2, 3, 4, 5% of the people that come here into new patients, well, that's a pretty good conversion. So I could say that the site it looks a little dated. I don't know what platform that you're using. Is it WordPress? Is it something else? Did you design this for yourself? Did another company do it for you? It could definitely be modernized for sure. And again, this is just my initial thought. Could be right, could be wrong, but at the end of the day, your conversion metrics are going to tell you. Now, let's say you're not getting a bunch of traffic to the website. I wouldn't throw it under the bus yet by any means, because I would start to ramp up the traffic, through a lot of social media strategy stuff that I share. And then if you find that, oh my gosh, we just doubled or tripled our website traffic and we're still not getting people through the door, well, that's a problem. Then we need to make a pivot and whatnot. So just to give you some insights there. And one of the things that you'll also want to check is the page load speed. Google ranks pages online, and sometimes if the page load speed is lower, if it's not above 90% in some of these graders, these checkers online, GT metrics is one of the common checkers. So you could just type in page load speed checker on Google and see how fast it loads. But that's a big deal, especially on mobile. Google loves to see mobile friendliness on websites. They love the page to load fast. They love it when you've got lots of links that are coming to your site from different authority-based properties, local and relevant. Those are things to absolutely consider. And with any good website, you should absolutely be adding new content all the time, whether it's on a blog or some pages, because that does help your ranking online, helps your SEO. Google, of course, when it comes to ranking, if you've got more meaty pages and your site seems more authoritative, they'll bump you up in the search rankings. So again, I don't know if you're writing or a ghostwriter is, or your company. I don't see necessarily a blog tab here. So you say definitely not that high. I wish. I get maybe 17 to 25 new patients a month. And I'd say maybe 25% come from online. Others are word of mouth. Yeah, that's a great start, 70 to 25. You could certainly, if you're already doing that right now and only 25, 50% come from online, it stands to reason that there's a pretty large opportunity for growth. Where are you located? You are in Crosby, Texas. And you could have one of those opportunities. I've worked with a lot of clients like this, coached them over the years, where the minimal that you're doing is producing. Maybe you've got a strong reputation in the town. Maybe you've done a lot of outside of events. Maybe it's not a big area, but with some really smart and strategic paid advertising and other things, you could ramp that up. I could tell you from example, I have many of my clients doing over 40 new patients a month just from social media. So it would be very reasonable to at least be able to attract an extra 20 new patients just from social media, just from Facebook, from all that stuff together. So again, lots of opportunity for growth, and for sure, if you're looking for some additional training, our Social Media Revenue Summit in August would be a fantastic fit for you. But that's just some initial thoughts there. I think you have definitely some room for improvement on the site, but we would truly need to assess the conversion. And as people call, for instance, assuming you're getting accurate information, your team member over the phone should be asking, "Hey, Mrs. Jones, how did you hear about us?" And if they said, "Well, I found you online," then you might say, "Oh, that's great. Did you see us on Facebook or Google? How'd you find us exactly?" So if we ask better qualifying questions too, then ultimately we'll get a better representation. I would do it when it's fresh in their mind and not necessarily when it's on the entrance paperwork in the office, because people forget, life gets in the way and all those things. So, but otherwise, yeah, I mean, you said it's old, yes, but I've added things myself. They have back things only to blog. Okay. Yeah. Again, the template looks a little bit old. Maybe they have something that's more modern style. Again, it's all about conversion at the end of the day. So take it for what it's worth. And, I think you definitely have a lot of opportunity for growth, and I can certainly help you there. So good deal. Who else we got next? Jim, what's up? Right, Dr. Fetich, HackettstownFamilyClinic.com. You're crushing it, brother. Hopefully all is well in your neck of the woods. Hackettstown. Where's Hackettstown? HackettstownFamilyClinic.com. So I love the image where you're actually working with a patient right then and there. That's a very nice. It's got a very easy. It's easy on the eyes. Again, I haven't seen this from a mobile, but so I like the fact. I like that you got your social icons the way that they are, that it doesn't occlude everything. Not that it's a big thing, but I see from the desktop version, your call text is in the upper left, address is in the upper right. That's great. It's in the top. You might try to see if it makes a difference in the conversion if you put that call text in the upper right. Again, just a minor thing there, but I like the way this is laid out. You have your $40 new patient special offer. From the internet and social media, do you know how many patients that you attract every month? Just throw it down below. And by the way, if you're just watching this critique, smash that like button. Let me know you're here and you're listening. I love doing these things for you guys. Help you out, improve your new patient numbers and your conversion. So keep it there. There we go. So how many patients come in? 30 or so? Okay, that's great. That is fantastic. How much traffic do you get to your website every month? Do you know? And where does it come from? Do you have it broken down? You probably have Google Analytics on the site, but you're getting 500 hits from Facebook, 500 from Google. I love the fact that you say over 595-star Google reviews. Check out what patients are saying. That's social proof. That's really smart to do. If I scroll down on the site, I do like that at all. And it's very clean on the eyes. I like that a lot. You don't have access to that now. Chiropractic, spinal decompression, CDL, DOT. Got it. Be seen on time or it's free. Okay. I like that. 15-minute guarantee. That's pretty ballsy. I am a big believer in having some type of guarantees, and yours is a time guarantee. That's nice. That creates a sense of urgency because people hate to wait at doctor's offices. Been conditioned at the medical doctor for wait 1 to 2 hours at least. Chiro's usually faster, so I like that. That's kind of a unique selling point there. The fact that you've got so many reviews is unique. You've got the success stories tab that I can, I don't have to wade through to find that. Plus you've got the Google testimonials on there. Love it. Now on your success stories tab, because I see all these great videos. Nice. How many of these videos you have? You probably have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. Man, you probably have at least 80 videos here, which is great. So on that success stories tab, what I might do is I might preface those videos, because you've got Village Family Clinic success stories. You might say, while we've taken care of thousands of patients over the years, listen to what 80 real people had to say, whatever the number is, because that's just large social proof, right? And somebody's going to scroll down, they're going to look through this. I would imagine, given how the site is laid out, given how you feature the social proof, I would imagine your conversion is probably a little higher on this site, but that's also something to track. I would say on average, if you're doing decent on any website, Chiro site, you'll convert 1 to 2% of people that come to the website, and they'll call you whatever. So, but a really good website is going to convert 3 to 5%. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind. But I do like the aesthetics of what I'm seeing here. I think you got a lot of a good content. Your blog, is it consistently? Okay, get a free copy of Dr. Fetich's best-selling book. Okay. Now I would imagine this comes in after I'm on the website for a long period of time. I don't remember if that's an exit pop-up when I'm going up the screen. So that's nice. And by the way, one of course, Google ranking factors, if you're unaware, is the time somebody spends on the actual site, and also the bounce rate, how fast they flake off. So if you can become a master of the user experience and getting them to stay on the website longer for 2, 5, 10 minutes, Google is going to prefer your website and give you preference in the rankings. It's not just about link building, even though that's important, but when people go to the site and it's very intuitive on what to do, that they'll just stay longer. And so keep populating your blog with new content in particular. That would be great, because April 20th, okay, so you got stuff here. And by the way, just a side note, I'm going to mention this here because I've talked to a lot of private clients recently about it. Whenever you do a blog post, because I know that we're getting into the AI era and everyone's using ChatGPT and all of these chatbots to help with their content writing and production, human-generated content is going to rank higher than AI-generated content for the most part, but you can fuse and merge the two together. My rule of thumb, I would kind of keep it maybe 60 to 70% AI combined with 30 to 40% like you adding, or a ghostwriter or a team member, or adding a personal story or something, because that's going to keep it below the radar essentially. So you crank out a lot of content faster, but you do have the human element to it. So just an FYI, I wouldn't have, I'm not saying that you're doing this, I'm just making the reference and point because I've talked with a lot of clients, but make sure that you're just not taking, have ChatGPT write 100 articles for you and just populating them on the site, because that unfortunately can, we don't know how the future is going to play with that, but it's not ranking as high right now. All right, exit pop-up, yep, cool. Very nice. Otherwise, very, very great site. It stands to reason if you bump up the traffic, regardless of how you're driving traffic right now, you could probably convert a lot more. So then it becomes, hey, if we're getting 2,000 visitors a month, how can we get 4,000? Sometimes it's really just that easy. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts, but solid looking website. Guys are just coming on, make sure you hit that like button. Let me know that you are here and listening. I'm doing some chiropractic website critiques. And by the way, you're invited to join us August 16th at the Porsche Experience Center in Atlanta. You don't have to race the fast cars, but you can get on the track with us and also learn new social media profit strategies that help you grow, not just your practice, but create additional passive streams of income online and ultimately make a bigger impact. We do this event every year. We open it up to 75 docs. Right now we have 44 tickets that are left. Saturday session is the main content session. We do a workshop on Sunday. Bring your marketing CA, or if you can't be there by chance, have your marketing CA there, because social media, AI, all these changes happen so fast, and I just happen, myself and in my network, we have our ear to the ground, finger on the pulse of this stuff, so we can pivot on the fly. You'll see the link down below that I posted in the comment section. So check out our Social Media Revenue Summit and grab a ticket. It's a very high quality room to be in. Half the room is going to be coaching clients and mastermind members, just doing high 6, 7, 8 figures. Really high quality room to share and exchange ideas, to mind share, and ultimately to grow to the next level. What you got for me, gang? Who is next? John, great to see you. John Baird, so RejuveMedicalKY.com. RejuveMedicalKY.Kentucky.com. Right on. So John, do you actually have a brick and mortar office, or are you all virtual right now? And how many website visitors do you get per day to the site? What's that looking like? How many new patients you get per month. Looks like you're into functional medicine, weight loss, med spa. You got concierge programs. Love that. I don't see a phone number at the very top of the site or success stories. Within the first couple seconds, I really want to see like you've helped a lot of people. There's a quick contact information. Maybe you've got, who knows, hundreds of success stories or testimonials, but I need to at least have an access point, like maybe in your testimonials tab, or maybe there's a tab. Let me see, maybe I missed, or maybe it's in one of the drop downs. I don't see that actually. Let me scroll down. I do see a couple short reviews. The short reviews, like what you have when I scroll down, I mean, they're nice, but they're not as compelling. So you want to have the full testimonial version. If you have an image screenshot, that's wonderful too, of their like a picture headshot. If you have testimonials, video testimonials, those are always great. Those you should have a success stories tab on your website. You can call it testimonials or success stories that you can feature, so you have dozens to hundreds in there. And reminded of one of the most common things that in the marketing world, the number one reason why people don't typically buy anything from us is because they don't believe us. So we're always trying to decrease that skepticism by showing that social proof right up front. So if it is the weight loss side of things or the functional med, depending on the conditions that you are taking care of, we've got to feature our success stories ASAP. So I see you're taking care of autoimmune, hormone balancing, neuropathy, regenerative medicine, thyroid disease, and such. Let me see, you still on with me, John? Still on. Curious how many visitors you're getting to your website, as well as, now if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I see the copyright 2024. This is just kind of a simple thing, but sometimes, it does play a factor on how people think. Always make sure your copyrights are updated to 2025 because of the fact you never want to seem outdated at all. It's just a simple thing. You've got a privacy policy, terms of service, which is you need to have that on every site. Some of you that I've seen, you're advertising on Google and Facebook without a privacy policy or terms of service or earnings disclaimer and those things, or medical disclaimers, and that's actually against their terms of service. They could ban your ads account. So just an FYI, double check your websites because you're going to be hard up if they ban your account. I don't want that to happen to you, certainly. So any feedback? John, you there? I guess maybe you bounced offline. So yes, the testimonials tab. If you've been featured in major media, if you had television spots, press publicity, newspapers, radio shows, you'd want to have on the first page too, as featured on in those blocks. If you go to, let's say, socialmediamademerich.com, that's my book's website, you'll see if you scroll down immediately as featured on, that would be something similar. So see if you've had any of those powerful media opportunities. You get a phone number on the right-hand side, check your page load speed, and then where science meets common sense, Rejuve Medical. I understand what you mean by that statement, but on the site when somebody comes here, you've got a few seconds to grab their attention. So let's say 75% of what you do is hormone balancing, for instance, natural hormone balancing. That there might be something that's a results generated statement like right then and there in the headline, and or something that more specifically encompasses what you do and the market that you help. Because the faster that I know that I'm in the right place, depending on where I'm coming from, well, the faster I'm going to pull the trigger. And realizing too that Google traffic is different than Facebook traffic. Google is search traffic, Facebook is interruption style traffic. There's high intent with Google initially, not to say there can't be with your social media, which there can. It's just kind of different, but we need to let people know almost immediately that like this is the problem or problems that we solve, and this is how we're different. Quite honestly, functional medicine, even I don't even know how much of the public really knows what that is, right? I do because I practiced functional medicine. There was a side of our practice for a while, but that's something also to where sometimes it's better to use terms that meet them more on common ground. You can still have that on the site, obviously, because that's what you do. But let's see here. DNA, what we offer. Yeah, so just some initial things to consider. And depending on if I move this resolution on my screen, and I'm looking at it from a desktop, by the way, if I move this resolution to 90%, then I can see all of the tabs, the functional medicine, weight loss, med spa, concierge, supplements, book an appointment. That's all on one line. But if I move it to 100%, zoom in like at 100%, and I think most people probably have their PCs or their Macs just by default at 100%. You'd have to check with your webmaster on that. But I wouldn't want it to appear disfigured a little bit, and that's what happens sometimes to those navigation bars. So just an FYI. Good deal. So yeah, take those website tips there. And I think I have time for one more. Does anyone else want me to take a look at their website real quick? If you're just tuning in, smash that like button. Let me know you are listening. I love doing these critiques for you to help you improve your new patient acquisition results and your conversions. And then make sure you join us at our Social Media Revenue Summit, August 16th, Porsche Experience Atlanta. I promise we roll out the red carpet and give you an unforgettable experience on top of just some amazing content that you can walk away with on Monday morning to implement. And nowadays, I'm telling you, it's so surprising how most still don't value the fact that you need to show up in the best and brightest rooms. That's the fastest way you grow, aside from the content. There have been so many events that I've attended where I might be there for the content, but then I run into X person who just happens to own a multi-million-dollar practice or clinic or business that's doing a certain thing in a certain way. I'm talking to him or her over dinner, and bam, the lights go on, and my life is forever changed. And I'm pretty proud that we get a very high return. I think that out of the tickets we've sold so far, we've got like 28 that are returning members. I mean, these are constant returning members because they understand the value of social media and how it changes and how it's grown their practice, plus the connections in the room. So we do curate a very powerful high-end room, coaching clients, our mastermind members, and just docs that are interested in playing bigger in their lives. So I'd love to have you at the event, profit365.org/SMRS. You can see the link down below in the comments. I posted that for you. Any other links you want me to critique? All right, gang, it's been a pleasure. If you need anything, let me know. Share your thoughts, any insights, or maybe it's things that you've learned. Like, I'm always a student. I'm always learning. I've been in this game a very long time, social media-wise, but I love to learn new things that are going to help me grow, help my clients. So hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.